Today we're going to make a classic summertime cocktail, and this is a perfect day for it, or it was the perfect day for this cocktail, but now it's raining buckets. So that's why we're inside today, but that's okay because it tastes just as good inside as it does out. And we are making the traditional Cuban mojito. Now I may use different ingredients than you can find, so I will give you some options. I prefer Bacardi rum. Now this is a light Bacardi rum, which is preferable. You don't want to use a spiced rum. You may look at your bar and that's what you have, but it's not going to overpower some of the other flavors. So use a light rum. If you have a dark rum, it will work, but this is the best, light rum. You will need club soda, and there are only 5 ingredients in this whole cocktail. Well, 6. I'll tell you the last one in a moment. And then you're going to need mint. Now you're going to have trouble finding the traditional Cuban mint at your grocery, but buy spearmint, and sometimes it's labeled simply mint. But you will need quite a bit of that. And you can find it in packages or bundles of mint. You will need limes, and I use a half a lime per cocktail. And then you'll need simple syrup. And we have talked about simple syrup in the past, and it's very simple to make. Half sugar, half water, and then you heat it so it dissolves thoroughly, and then I put it in the refrigerator because you don't want to heat up your cocktail and melt your ice. And the reason I repeat how to make simple syrup is because sometimes people simply go into YouTube and they'll just put in the search engine mojito, and hopefully my video pops up, and they've never made simple syrup before, but it is very, very simple. And of course, I've said it before, that's why they call it simple syrup. And so we have these 5 ingredients: light rum, club soda, mint, limes, and syrup. Now, actually, you can use raw sugar instead of simple syrup. It adds a bit of texture to the drink, and you may prefer that, so give that a try if you wanted to experiment. And then the 6th ingredient is ice. Of course, we want it nice and cold for the summer months. And then you want to use a Collins glass. This is a set that I found when I was thrifting one day. It's a mid-century modern set with shot glasses and everything else that goes with it. I think it even, yeah, it still has the ice bucket with it. So I'm going to use these Collins glasses. We're going to make 2 cocktails today. One for me, one for you. I'm moving these back closer to me because we are going to use our mint first. We're going to muddle the mint. And what you want to do is gather about, let's see, how many sprigs we have here. 1, 2, let's say 6 to 8 sprigs of mint. You want to take those and put those in the bottom of the glass. Actually, I'm going to cut these stems off because I really only want the leaves. So we're going to put these in, and then the same for the other glass. We'll cut these long stems away, and we're going to put this in the glass. What we're going to do is we're going to muddle the leaves. Now, you can find muddlers. This one is a Rabbit. It's Houdini, made by Rabbit. I don't know if you've ever used Rabbit cocktail bar products. They make excellent products. This is stainless steel, but they also have a wooden one. And I had my wooden one, and I don't know what I did with it, but if you prefer wood or you don't have a muddler, just use the end of a wooden spoon. Make it simple. So we're going to muddle this mint. Now, when I say muddle, I don't mean like mash it to the point that it's mush. What you want to do is simply pound it out so the oils from the mint leaves are released. And you get the aroma. It is fantastic. And the flavor is going to come through all the way to the top of the drink. Now when you get through muddling, You do not want to drain this. You want to leave the mint leaves in the bottom of the glass, just like that. Now we're going to cut our limes. Now I'm going to use, as I said, a half a lime per cocktail. Move this back a bit. And I'm going to cut this in wedges. Actually, I'm going to start by making a slice for our garnish later. So let me slice off a really pretty slice. Now, move this over just a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I am going to cut this lime in small wedges. And I do the smaller wedges because it's easier to get the lime juice out of it. Okay, we have our limes cut. Now we're going to add the limes to the mint into the glass. And I know a lot of you are curious about what I wear, and this is not anything new. And if you are interested, I'm going to put it down in the information box below. And I believe the slacks are Michael Kors, and they have the brass brads on the legs that are embellishments all the way from top to bottom. And then the top is Walter Baker. It's a cotton off-the-shoulder top. And I don't know that you can find these any longer, but I'll put whatever information I can find about it, because I do get direct messages about asking what I'm wearing, and sometimes I forget that not all of you have seen all of these outfits. I've worn this in the past, so if you already found it and you got it, send me a picture of you wearing this. I would love to see it. I'm just making slices in these limes so I can use them for garnish later. Okay, now we are going to smash out this. This is kind of a continuation of the muddling. I'm just getting the lime juice out of the limes. And if you have any extra lime, just squeeze it in there. Get all that great lime flavor. Yum. Now, we're going to add simple syrup. And you want about 2 tablespoons per cocktail. So 1, 2, sorry, that's not perfect, but it'll do. Believe me, you may want to add sugar after you've tasted it. 2. So you can be the judge of how sweet you want your mojito. Now let's add 2 ounces of Bacardi. Now let's add ice. I have read that while Ernest Hemingway was living in Cuba, this was his favorite cocktail. But if you know anything about Ernest Hemingway, it sounds like he never found a cocktail he didn't like, but I'm sure he loved the mojito. So now we have the mint, the lime, the rum, and the ice. And let's top it off with club soda. Now the best mojitos I've ever had were in Miami and Havana. I was lucky enough to travel to Cuba and have a real Cuban mojito. So I don't know that I can do as well as I can in Cuba, but I've been trying to perfect my mojito recipe for a while, and I think we're close to being authentic. Now you want to stir your mojito and leave the mint in, and you want to try to bring it up to the top if possible. Just give it a stir. Don't just stir it in a circle. Bring it all the way up. And you're going to have that minty flavor, the lime flavor, the simple syrup, all those citrus and sweet and herb flavors together. Now let's garnish. We're going to garnish with a slice of lime, and let's put in a sprig of mint, and how about some straws? It makes it easier to drink with all of that mint and lime in there. Ooh, that is pretty darn good. I'm going to add just a touch more sugar. Now you can do the same. If you think you would rather have a really sweet drink, start with 2.5 tablespoons of simple syrup. This is absolutely fabulous. You're going to love it. Now, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be off YouTube for just a bit. I'm traveling for the next several weeks, and I'm going to have a lot of fun video for you when I return, and a mixture of travel, fashion, entertaining. Doesn't that sound familiar? That's what I've been doing for a very long time. But if you love this video in particular, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram while I'm traveling. Bye.